And my job is to answer your question. So here we go. Let's go.
We asked this is because on like day 2 of this administration, when he swore all of you in, the president said, quote, "I'm going to make mistakes. When I make them, I'll acknowledge them, and I'll tell you. And I'll need your help to help me correct them." So you're the one here talking to us about this. That's why we're asking you. So let's just remember that. When he was asked yesterday,
Ed, we don't need to have this. We work very well together.
We do.
We don't need to have this kind of confrontation. Ask your question, and I will answer them the best that I can.
Part of the reason we're laying that out is because you're laying out your part of the job.
I know, but I'm just saying that we don't need to have contentious. You don't need to be contentious with me here, Ed.
The president was asked yesterday, but did not answer this part of the question. Why didn't he or someone in the White House inform the American people when these documents were discovered on November 2nd? Did it have anything to do, because people are asking this part of it, did it have anything to do with the fact that the election was just a few days away?
Again, Ed, this is under review by the Department of Justice. It is literally under review right now. As I am talking to you, it is under review. So I'm not going to get beyond the process. I'm not going to get beyond what the president said.
The leaders of the Senate Intelligence Committee today, like they did after the raid at Mar-a-Lago, have asked that the Director of National Intelligence conduct a national security assessment of this apparent discovery of classified information. Has the president asked for one? Or are you aware of the ODNI?
I would refer you to Department of Justice here. This is, again,
Department of Justice doesn't handle national security.
I would refer you to Department of Justice on this particular issue that's being reviewed currently.
On whether the Office of Director of National Intelligence is conducting a national security
when it
assessment?
comes to the review that we are currently speaking of right now, of these classified documents, I would refer to Department of Justice. Go ahead.
So this is Karine Jean-Pierre, once again being an absolute utter failure, but this is interesting because here's the thing. So the White House press secretary in a Democrat administration and the Democrat-controlled mainstream media, they have this sort of agreement, like it's this tacit agreement with each other that basically these people from the White House press secretary desk are going to lie to you. And since you're the liberal mainstream media, since you're a journalist and you see your job as not to ask questions or to be real journalists, but to carry water for the Democratic regimes, right? So you're not going to ask too tough questions, right? But every once in a while, somebody from the mainstream media does ask a tough question, and other than, by the way, Peter Doocy from Fox News, because they know for sure that they're going to get tough questions from Fox News. And so the reason why Karine Jean-Pierre is getting so contentious, the reason why she's getting so turned up is because she knows she's lying. She knows that they know that she's lying. And so everybody knows that there's a lot of lies going on here. And so the idea that this is some sort of fully open and transparent administration just because they're Democrats, like, it is completely ridiculous. They have answered less questions than any other administration. There's less access to the press. And I think that some of these journalists, the real journalists that actually want to ask tough questions, they're getting a little fed up about it.